What's going on, people? DJ Pew Pew here, and today I am going to give you 4 reasons that if you're a DJ of any type, vinyl, sampling, doesn't matter, digital decks, a Rumble of Ancient Times is a really useful tool that works very well for you, especially in some live environments. The Rumble of Ancient Times, I'm going to bring it up here. Let's see what we got here. All right. It is a 4-channel noise generator. Right now I've got it going through a boost and a delay, and you can kind of play it like an instrument. But you can also turn the channels on, and they mix with each other, and there are LFOs, so the sound can morph and change. You're probably thinking right now that this is not something that you're going to want. You may never have used a synth, you might not really know anything about them, and you're not sure how this is going to work for you, but I've performed all over town. I've been a digital DJ, a vinyl DJ, now I've got a synth kit. How this thing works is, number one, if you've got a continuous tone, your kit is never silent. And this is really good if you're off stage and you're about to come on stage. You don't want to come on stage to just silence, and you don't want to just start your beat from silence. So if you can have just some sort of a tone going in the background, this is really good for your audience and good for you, and it sort of gives you a get out of jail card, like a pass for that awkward moment when you're just kicking on your system from 0 to nothing. It allows there just to sort of be a sound and a tone that's already there when you get up and going. So this is a really good entree for your audience, and it allows you to ease into your set and be sure that things are working, because you know that you've got a sound going through. A lot of times you hit play, you're not sure, is this up, is that up, is everything working, are you connected, you don't know. This is an indicator for you that your system is functioning. You can, of course, turn it right down after you get up and going if you want, but this takes me into reason 2 that this thing is so awesome, especially in a live environment, especially when you've got a sound guy up at the front of house. If you're on the stage, he's up there. Just having some tone, any tone, lets the guy know that you're hooked up, and then when it is time for you to come onto your set, both of you can feel confident that everything is working and that your volume levels are right, and then when you hit that play, that everything's right. You know, you don't hit play and oops, I forgot to turn up the mixer, or oops, this channel's switched to mute, or anything like that. So simply from like a functional putting on a gig thing, this puts something into your system simply to know that it's working. And it also provides just a texture or a background at the beginning or in between songs, because that's another really awkward time when you stop one song. If you don't mix right into it, then you start the other. This just gives some noise there to keep the audience's ears occupied. But reason number 3 that you might like this is that you can then turn this up while you are in your set, and it can add dirt and texture to whatever you're playing. And I've found that this thing it's like a miracle worker, especially if you've got like a digital loop that maybe not be that interesting. You just add a little bit of this under it, and not really enough to hear it, but just enough that it's there, and it creates a much more techno, rougher, more interesting and more dynamic sound. So again, you can do all sorts of different tones and sounds with this. So you can really customize it to whatever kind of vibe you've got. But when you really are pushing it and you've got everything turned up and everything's at 11, bringing in a little bit of this chaos noise underneath your organized notes and melodies and beats adds a whole new dimension to what you're doing. It's really pretty phenomenal. So this works good in between songs, but it also works great during songs. And I know you're thinking right now, well, why would I want to add chaos noise under these pristine beats that I work so hard to make? It's because this will create new aspects to that beat that you created, and it also can be different every night a little bit depending on what tone you put in here. All right. The fourth reason that a non-synth DJ person should get one of these is that you can sample it and make all sorts of sounds and instruments. You could sample it and run the digital sample in between things, but you can make everything from... I primarily use this thing to make kick drums because it's got savage square waves, and you just filter that down and add an attack and decay envelope to it. So you can start making your own kick drum, making your own snare, making your own percussion. You can make all sorts of things with this. You can sample the tones and use them for melodies. It really is kind of like... It's like cookie dough. You can make it into anything. And I think that a non-synth person would really like getting this because they could bring it into their ecosystem and start isolating little sounds out of it, maybe metallic hits. But honestly, for me, this thing is a kick drum king. It's great for snares. So you can start adding your own individual samples that you mind yourself from your own micro synth here, and that will add a whole other dimension to what you're doing. So this is under $200. It's a super value. You can take it anywhere. It runs forever on batteries, and it's just so useful even if synths aren't your thing. So think about it, and the next time you get on stage and it's just dead silent, think about how nice it would be just to have some grumble and rumble, keeping the audience occupied, and then you can turn it up and you can ease into your beat and then do your show. And then while you're in the middle of your show where you're really at it, you bring that dirt back up and you can really push your whole performance over the top with that extra ragged, distorted element. This thing is the bomb. I've had it for several years and I am constantly finding new ways to use it. Also, just so you know, next here, this is a Mineko Labs Grown 2. It's a very similar kind of device. And up here, I've got a Maffenzief Stargazer. So I've actually got 3 drones that I use in my show. But this is a great place to start. I'm DJ Pew Pew. I hope this has opened your ears and your ideas to a new way of bringing in a chaos noise element to your DJ set, whatever kind of DJ you are.